Hello everyone, this is Paul Harbour with Voices of America podcast. We are now changing the name to Voices of Acceptance. After searching and searching for Voices of America on iTunes and on their podcast format, it's too hard to find, so we're changing it Voices of Acceptance. There's not a lot of competition out there with that wording and that title, so that's what we're going with. This podcast is my attempt to show that regardless of ethnicity, religion, culture, all these socioeconomic levels, just anything that makes us different from one another, that we are basically the same in the center. So at the core of ourselves, the core of our souls, we value the same things. And still, this is in the experimental stage. Soon we'll be going to the Appalachian Trail, do some interviews there, try to interview hikers from all over the world. Go to New York, interview some people coming into Ellis Island. I'm wanting to get a lot of different people as much as possible. And I will finish my journey in Ireland. And in Ireland, that's kind of the home of many of my ancestors, and I want to go there and interview just as many people as I can. It's going to be an awesome experience, and I hope you're there to hear it. Hope you come back. All right, we'll get started. Thank you.
My name is Dilia Smith. I am actually from Colombia, South America. I am from the city of Bucaramanga, and the department is called Santander. It's like the state, Santander. I have been living here in the United States for 18 years. How was my childhood in Colombia?
Yeah, so you were born where?
Bucaramanga.
Bucaramanga.
Bucaramanga is the city, is called the city of the parks.
And did you grow up there your whole 18 years in the same town?
My whole 26 years.
26 years before
I live with my parents for 26 years in my parents' house. That's how we live over there.
So that's common.
That's common. That's common to live with your parents. I mean, it's not like here that you leave the house and when you're 18, over there, no. Because the economy is not very good, so we have to live with parents and work and keep going until you get married.
Did your parents give you rules after you turned to an adult? Did you have rules to live by?
No, the same rules.
The same rules as when you were a kid?
Yes. I just have to behave and contribute with the things for the house after I get a job. So after over there you get a job, you bring money to the house and help. And live and have your own.
How'd your parents figure out how much to charge you?
No, whatever I want to give them. They don't set up a quote, so whatever I want to give them. So I see the necessity and I say, okay, here, you're going to have this percentage of my check for you guys to help with the house expenses.
Yeah.
That's how it is over there. And almost everybody in Colombia, right now, not really the new generation is doing that. The old generation, like my generation. Like, I mean, I'm not really old, but how I will say, okay, I am right now 45 years old.
I'm 42.
Yeah,
I'll be 43
my
this
real
year.
age is that, 45 years old. So the new generation is different because they are now the parents are younger parents with new ideas, and they are sending the kids to college.
Yeah.
In my time when I was younger, like my 20s, I had to get a job and provide for myself my college. My parents gave me high school and that was it.
Yeah.
Now you defend yourself.
What was your first job?
My first job was, I work in a shoe store. I started working in a shoe store and I worked there for 3 years. Then I started paying my own college as an accounting assistant was my degree, is my degree because I graduated as an accounting assistant. That's my degree in Colombia. And I started going to college, and then I started learning everything about accounting. So in the same shoe store that I was working for, the guy who was the owner of the shoe store was he was rich. He was a millionaire. So he gave me, after 2 years of college, he gave me a position in the accounting department. So I ended up working for him for 9 years. I became the main secretary in that department, in that store. So I ended up working for him since I was out of high school till I got married. Practically, he was like my father, that guy.
Yeah.
He guided me in different ways, and he taught me a lot of stuff about accounting, about business. He taught me a lot. So I stayed with him till I got married.
Yeah.
And I remember my husband asking him for permission to marry me, because he said he has to ask me permission too, because I have been with you since you were 18. So that was funny.
Now you said your father has passed away?
Yeah, my father passed away.
How old were you?
Oh, I had already Kathy and Julia, my daughters. My father was here. He was, well, after I got married, my father came and visited us here in the U.S., and he stayed with us for 7 years.
Oh, okay.
He was diabetic. So we treat him here with all the medication and with everything. And then he got tired of the snow and the cold, and he said, I want to go back to Colombia. He stayed here for 7 years with my mom, the two of them. So practically my father and my mother, they were the babysitters of my daughters. That's why they speak Spanish so well. Because the first 7 years of their lives, 7, 8 years of their life, they have the babysitters were the grandpas, grandpa and grandma, who spoke Spanish to them, perfectly.
Yeah.
So after that age, my daughters, they start going to school. So my parents said, well, you don't need us here anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Colombia.
Yeah.
So my father, that was the same year he went back to Colombia. He was not taking care of himself. Like I was here paying so close attention to his blood and everything. The diabetic problems. So he started eating a bunch of sweets, and he started exercising the way he should not do it. And then he had a heart attack. He had 3 heart attacks, and he passed away the same year. So was the same year and the same month.
Yeah.
So he only lasted 1 month in Colombia. So he went back, and the same month he passed away. 21 days he lasted.
Man.
21 days. He died December the 21st. He was going to pass Christmas with the family over there.
Yeah.
And he passed away 21 days. So it was terrible for us. Terrible.
Yeah, I bet.
And for my mom too, because they had a lot of plans, and nobody was expecting that he passed away like that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't take care of himself. Yeah.
I have diabetic heart trouble stuff in my family, and the older generation, like you said, it's just
yeah.
I hope for myself that I can do a little bit better and get past the hereditary heart problems, but I don't know. But
I always check on my daughters and on us, because he developed this since he was 20. But he started taking care of himself at older age, and especially when he came here. When he came here and I took him to the doctor for the first time, the doctor kind of was mad at me. And I said, why you mad at me? He said, because you're giving him the wrong medication. He should have been a different medication. But he came from Colombia. And I said, well, I don't know what he taking in Colombia. He said that medication that he's taking in Colombia is 10 years old. We don't give that to this type of patients anymore. And I was, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
And the doctor was kind of upset. Why you don't take care of your parents? In that way, because he knew my parents. And he was kind of upset with me.
Yeah.
Because my father has too much cough, and all medication was giving him other troubles, like coughing and other troubles. So ended up he put him in the right medication. He put him with a dietitian, and then he was established perfect. My father feel perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he came, he was very, very sick. So that's the other reason why I brought it here with me, to take care of them and see what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and your mother is still there?
Yeah, my mother is still there.
Now, because we'll probably come back to your mother, but
Okay.
What are your youngest memories from Colombia?
My youngest memories. Okay, oh my God, I have a bunch of memories of Colombia. We play outside a lot. A lot. I play soccer on the street with no shoes, with my shorts and shirt and all dirty, and play with the sand and play with my friends outside. And it's no, the deal over there is that you are not afraid that somebody's going to take you, or somebody's going to rape you, and somebody's going to take you away from your family. No, there everybody play in the streets, and you have a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
I remember all of the friends coming to my house and all of us, my mom making a lot of stuff for all of us.
Yeah.
And I was teaching them stuff without really knowing. I was practicing teaching. My mom
Yeah.
said that since you're little, you have in the patio your classroom. You were teaching already. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
She said, I was learning English when I was in elementary school, some words.
Mm-hmm.
We had this exchange student, I don't remember very well, but he was teaching us words in English. And I came to my neighborhood, and every time we play, I set up my little, like my little school on my patio, and I was teaching them the same words I learned because I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
Neat. Thinking about language, my idea about learning English was, my father asked me, okay, when I didn't know how English was, because I was very, very interested in learning a second language since I was little.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the idea that be able to speak English, you should be speaking backwards. So my father said, how you speak English? And I said, well, you should speak backwards, and there you go, that's English.
Yeah.
And he thought that was so funny.
Instead of the blue car,
Yeah.
or instead of the car blue, you say it backwards and say the blue car.
The blue car.
Yeah.
No, but the word is like for example, saying casa. You know,
Uh-huh.
casa.
Uh-huh.
So how to say that in English should be saca. Casa.
Yeah.
So backwards, switch the word back. Saca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me that was English.
Yeah.
Till I started
I
learning
see.
really the way it was. So my father was laughing and laughing, saying, "That's not English." If not everybody was able to speak English. That was very funny. But my really young memories was teaching my neighbors and having fun and having all type of animals.
Yeah. What kind of animals?
I had a monkey.
Really?
I used to have a monkey.
What kind of monkey?
I had this one is called a lion monkey.
Uh-huh.
The lion monkey. It came from the Amazon basin.
Yeah.
We used to have an uncle who used to live in there in the Amazon. He already passed away. But he came out with animals all the time and asked my father for permission if we can keep them as a pet. And all of us, yeah. I had 4 sisters and 1 brother. So we are 6 total. And then all of us, we are like the same age, like just 2 years difference between all of us. So my uncle was all the time, oh, see, I just had a pet here. It's a monkey, a lion monkey. And I just went hunting and hunt the mom, because they do that in the jungle over there. They hunt monkeys. Like here we hunt deer.
Right.
They hunt monkeys over there.
And you went hunting too?
No, he
was
was hunting, and then he killed the mom. And then figured out when he picked up the mom from the ground, the little baby was attached to the chest. So they are not allowed to kill babies over there, the monkeys. They let them grow to hunt them, like here we do with the deer. Yeah. So then ended up that he called my father. I don't want the monkey here in the house, but I know you have a lot of daughters, and I know that Dilia loves monkeys. I love monkeys. So she want to keep the monkey, and I begged to my father, please, I want it. I take care of him. I do all the chores. My father said, okay, but I don't want to hear nothing negative. I know that you want to get rid of the monkey. You take care of the monkey. And I did. When they brought the monkey, we started giving her bottle. It was a girl. We give her a bottle and we feed her and we start asking what to give her. We have to find different herbs.
Yeah.
No food from the table. No food at all from our counters. It's supposed to be only herbs and tomatoes.
Yes.
And she ended up 6 years living with us.
Really?
Yes. And she was from this little, how big is that?
5 inches, 6 inches?
6 inches to this big.
To 1.5 feet, 2 feet.
Yeah. And she was like a dog in the
Yeah.
house. Like a dog and like a human
And
being.
she would listen.
Both. Yes, both.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
I'm going to pause this. We'll go down and get that recording.
Okay.
Oh, and we're going again. So we were talking about the monkey. What other pets did you have?
Okay, we had an owl.
An owl?
An owl. It came from the Amazon too, from the same farm. we all the pets we had, they were babies, all of them.
Uh-huh.
So that was my father's pet, and he kept him in the patio, and it was kind of gross because every time he wanna feed him, he has to just give him this chunk of meat, bloody meat.
Uh-huh.
So he hung it in the hand. I mean, in the cloth.
Yeah.
No, in the hand, in the cloth, and he started chewing that, and that was at night because he slept all day. All day, they sleep all day.
Yeah.
And then at night he was somebody else. He was active since he was little. So we had different weird names for them. Like my pet, my monkey, her name was Andrea. Andrea. That's what my daughter's name is, Andrea. Julia.
Oh, really?
Andrea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but I love that name.
Yeah.
And I love my pet so much that I want to put that name, keep
Uh-huh.
the name in the family because
Yeah.
she was part of our family. Yeah, actually, the monkey, she learned different stuff in the house. She learned how to walk on her feet because actually they don't do that.
Yeah.
She saw us walking, and she had her little steps. He learned how to almost open the door. She was not strong enough, and she
Uh-huh.
wanted to open the door. It was a different things that she learned from us living with humans.
Uh-huh.
Well, going back to the pets,
Well, your the monkey, did it ever turn mean, or was she always?
no, never, because since she grew with us as a baby, so everybody loved her. You know, when you give a pet love, so they grow in love. They
And you-
grow with
you-
that love,
And you
then-
were her family.
yes,
Yeah.
nobody else. She
Yeah.
knew nobody else.
Yeah.
And she communicate out. The weird thing about these monkeys that I always thought was how they drink water, because they don't drink water like us. They don't use the mouth to drink from a cup.
Uh-huh.
They use the hands. They soak their hands in water. Everything that was, water,
Uh-huh.
water or milk. Well, usually we didn't give her milk, but we tried once. And she soaked the hands in that and then suck out of the hands.
Huh.
And we tried to teach her, and since she was little, she did that,
Uh-huh.
even though that she didn't saw nobody else from her race
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
that weird?
Yeah.
And then we tried to teach her how to drink out of the cup and how to drink out of a bottle.
Uh-huh.
She never learned.
Huh.
That was one of the things that she never learned. Never. And all the time, soak the hands. Probably was something in the hands. So the hands were like coaching, like very, like how soft.
Uh-huh.
And she had, actually her hands were like a human hand.
Uh-huh.
She had all of the fingers like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I remember, because I remember counting them.
Yeah.
I count. I knew every little part of my monkey, every detail. And the tail, she never used the tail. So she put the tail on her shoulder, around her, and on the shoulder, and she pet the tail, and she get the little things out of the tail, like fleas. And she never had fleas, but she started looking and digging in the tail, and the tail was all fluffy and big. So she was always petting that tail.
And would she do that to you guys? Would she look for, like,
Yes,
in your hair
our
or
head.
to the pets?
Yeah, our
and-
ears.
Yeah.
Our ears were weird for her. She kept digging in the hole of the ear, kind of digging and kind of knowing what was in there, looking like that, what was inside the hole.
Yeah.
That was funny. I always was thinking I should have a camera in that time.
Yeah.
We didn't have cameras in that time. So my family was very poor.
Yeah.
My father was he was a shoemaker,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother was a housewife, and my father started his own business by himself.
Yeah.
So he ended up being a shoemaker, and he ended up having his own industry, just step by step, until he created his own little industry, his own little shop is what he created.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot.
And doesn't that make you a better teacher now?
Yes, it
Yes.
made you a better person and a better teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think so,
have
too.
I didn't have Nikes or new shoes. I always had old shoes.
Yeah.
I always have old clothes. I have to wear them until my father was paid. I wear new clothes every December.
Yeah.
Every December was when I got my new clothes for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to keep them till the end of the year, because that was the time my father got his good money to pay for all of six. The six of us plus them, 8 in the house, to buy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, I remember my father buying a big we eat a lot of rice in that time. So my father buying a big sack of rice for the month. Like if it was nothing else to eat, we had rice and plantain to eat. Plantains are very common over there and cheap. You know what is a plantain?
Oh yes, I
yeah,
love them.
okay. Plantains and fish. It's very cheap over there to buy fish, plantains, and with those three things you have all the vitamins you need.
Yeah.
So we were very lucky in that time I was very lucky to have my mom and my father together the whole time. They never, in other words, I don't know what is a divorce because I always have my parents together since I was born. So, and they always help each other. And I see families here and I see I was very lucky to have them together. And even though I didn't have almost nothing, because when I was little, I didn't have almost nothing. I not even my own bed because I have to sleep with two sisters.
Yeah.
I was in the middle.
Yeah.
And my two sisters, no matter what, I had to sleep in the middle. We had a big bed for the three of us. So I not even my own room.
That's how it was for me. You know, I got my first name brand pair of shoes when I was 18, after I had moved out and had a job and everything.
That happened to me too.
Growing up, I never did. And then we had, my brothers and I, we shared the same bed. The girls did, 3 girls, 3 boys.
Yeah.
And we got bunk beds when I was 14, I think. And then I slept on the bottom bunk and my 2 brothers slept on the top.
On the top.
Uh-huh.
I got my own bed when I was 18.
Uh-huh.
Can you believe it? And my sister and me, we didn't want to sleep alone. We still sleep together in the same big bed. That was funny. Yeah. My husband said, you guys are weird. And I said, no, we were raised in that way.
Yeah.
I don't care if I sleep with my sister. And the sister that I slept all my life, she's here. She lives here in the United States too. So my husband said, that's weird. And I said, because you have your own bed all your life. I didn't. I share my bed with 2 more. 3 of us sharing the same room. So,
and now every kid has to have their own room.
Their own room.
Their own bed, their own room.
Yeah, their own room and their own kids and their own brands. And
it's foreign to me because I thought we shared everything.
Sorry to interrupt, but if the fire alarm
and make
should
you a
go
better
off,
person
please
too.
ignore it.
Make you a better person that you are not attached to a style or you are not attached to material things. It's what I say to my dad. Look, material things come and goes. Money come and goes. You have to have friends and be nice. And be a human being. That's what you need to be, and be happy with the things that you have.
Yeah.
Because those things come and go. They became old, and then you throw it away. So
I have never thought about that, but you're right. Because to me now, it's very important to be kind to people and to treat people well.
To treat people well,
and it's because when I was that age, I think that was something when I would get it. That was probably like a new toy to me. When somebody would be kind and show respect to me, then, because we didn't have a lot of material things. So I really thought that was special. And so I do that to my students now, and I'm still that way. I mean, I
remember I had a lot of friends in my neighborhood. A lot. I was kind of my father said, you are the guidance of all these kids, because they came to my house all the time. But I think that they were my new toys in other ways now that I'm thinking, because all of my friends, I play no matter with what toy. And for me it was a blast, not a toy, was to play with them, was to share with them any single thing.
Yeah.
Even my monkey. They came to my house, oh my God, day and night to see the monkey and to pet her and to deal with her. And when she passed away, we create this funeral for her. We walk her, we create, between all of us, we did the little box to put her in there, and we walk her all around the street, like in a ceremony with flowers. And we buried her on the back of my patio. My patio had a lot of trees, so we buried her over there. So it was, they share my sadness and they share my happiness with the monkey. So it was very, very neat. And as I said, you don't have to have a lot of material things to be happy.
Yeah.
And I say that to my daughters. And then sometimes they say, but Mommy, we want these clothes. But you don't need those clothes. You already have clothes. You need to be happy with the things that you have.
Yeah.
Because if you are not, I'm thinking, if you're not happy with the things that you have, so God is not going to give you more. Why I'm going to give you more if you're not happy with the things that you have? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's how I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. Sometimes it's tough, like my stepson, he's an only child. But I grew up one of 8 in the family, the oldest of 6, and My kids, I'm the same way. They want a bunch of stuff, but I'm like, we buy what we need.
What
you
we
don't
need.
just get what you want.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's tough because there's two viewpoints in the family. You know,
Yes.
with the only child and then the family of three.
Family of three, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
it's, but you're right. That's how.
Yeah,
That's
well,
how I am too.
in my case, I have whatever Julia has, Kathy has to have it.
Yeah.
Because according to my husband, that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair that one's get everything. And he's right. But I said, well, you have to wait, and you have to wait. So then we buy it at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is that they don't want to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have. All right, Miss Smith, what was it like to be a teenager in Colombia?
Okay, it was very fun to be a teenager in Colombia. Okay, why it was fun? Because actually in that time when I was a teenager, we have a lot of like freedom from the house. Like I say freedom in the aspect that when you ask your parents for permission, they just let you go without without stopping you to go. Yes, and we have a lot of dances, and we dance our typical dances like merengue and salsa. But before we go to the dances, we have to practice in our house with our friends to be able to do it well over there in the dance. In that way, the boys kind of get you out and dance with you, and the girls get somebody to dance. So we actually over there, since you are probably 7 years old, you know how to dance merengue and salsa. So you learn those two dances. So when you grow up and you are 16, 17, 15, you are very good at it. I mean, you are a professional doing.
Yeah.
You do the dip, you do the rounds, you do everything, and you don't you are in a party. You don't stand up in the corner for somebody to just to come and dance with you. You are dancing the whole time, and the whole time you're drinking water and dancing and sweating, and that's too much fun. Now I go here to the dances to see my daughters dancing, and nobody's dancing. I mean, all of them are just in groups, laughing and talking and pointing out the boys, pointing out the girls, and just come a special song and everybody dance. But no, it's not like when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, it wasn't no stopping and no ending.
No, it's probably still that way in Colombia,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the boys dance.
The boys dance all the time.
Here the
And-
girls dance, the boys don't dance.
No, and over there, the boys go and ask the girls to dance. And you always have your partner. Every time you go to these dances in Colombia, you have somebody to dance with you, and it's a boy. And even though you don't see him for months, when you see him again in the dance, he go and ask you because he knows how you dance, and he knows, oh, I have too much fun with her dancing. But that's it. That doesn't mean that he's your boyfriend. It's just your partner for dancing.
Yeah.
And that's how you met people over there in the dances. And the special thing when I was growing up was that we didn't have this drug abuse or parents were not worried about you going dances because the consumption of drugs or any of that was part of that. So we had too much fun dancing, too much fun talking with our friends, and too much fun walking down the streets back and forth, going to the malls, kind of the same thing that you do here, kind of the same thing. Another good thing was that over there we don't drive. Practically we don't because we don't need to drive. We take the bus, we take the subway, or we take a taxi. Because I'm from the big city, the city where I grew up is like right now like Chicago, like that, but not as dangerous as Chicago is. I mean, it's not like that. It's very peaceful. You can walk wherever you want, and you don't have problems walking or going anywhere. It's the way it is over there.
And how is over there? How are other cultures accepted when they come? Like when they would come to your town, and I wouldn't consider it a hugely different culture, but let's say if I went there. So,
Well, let's see. If you go there, well, you pass by a Colombian. Colombians are like the same physical characteristics. We have people that is tall, short, blonde, all the colors. You don't see the difference who is Colombian and who is not. At the moment you speak, we know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go and you don't speak, we think you are Colombian. I will approach you in Spanish.
Yeah.
But the moment you speak, so then okay, so he is American. Yeah. So then I greet you in a better way. I welcome you. They welcome people very well when they come from other countries because we want people to visit us. We want to attract the tourists.
So, and is that everybody?
That's that's almost
no other culture, no group, or
No.
everybody there is welcome.
Is welcome. Yeah, we have people that is from Germany. We have people that live there that is from Japan, China. So we have different cultures living in there. But I think they at the end they become like us. They start speaking Spanish, so they get melted into the pot. Yes.
Right.
They get with the same culture, the same food. I mean, it's and it's not like here that you see. Okay, something that I see here that was when I came here to United States was very weird for me. Very, I mean, odd to see discrimination between a black and a white.
Yeah.
For me, it was odd. I keep asking my husband, but why is that? Why we cannot say the word negro? Why is that so offensive to say black? He said, because here, if you say that, they chew you or they sue you, either or. So you have to be careful with those words. He gave me that advice, and I said, why? I mean, it's no difference. In Latin America, in Colombia, it's not. We don't have that at all. It's no, it doesn't exist.
Right.
We grow up out of that, or we didn't never grow up. We didn't have that. That's what happened. We never had that. So over there, a black and a white is the same. And if you're black, I can call you black. And if white, you can come back, and nobody get offended by.
I wonder if it maybe has to do with slaves, because the black people were never slaves in Colombia, were they?
No.
No, and here they were, and so it's very like
we have slaves there, but yes, we had slaves. But the thing over there was that the Indians and the blacks, they were slaves at the same time. Both.
Oh, I see.
The Indians were slaves in their way, and the blacks were slaves in the way, in a different way. But we were slaves. We were slaves by the Spaniards. Yes, the Spaniards were the owners. So I guess the mix at the end of Spaniards, Indian, and Africans, all that mix got together at the end. So at the end was only one group. Only one, all of them mixed, but only one group that survived.
And negra or negro in Spanish just means black, right?
Black, yeah.
Yeah, and here the using that word back in the slave days was a negative connotation. You know, when they would say it, they would mean it in a hurtful way. Maybe that's why. It's different to say.
But for example, in Colombia, you say, let's say you're black, and I call you, hey, negrito. Negrito means, hey, little black. Yeah? But that's a sweet way to say it.
Oh,
if I add the ito or ita, ito for a boy, ita for a girl.
Right.
If I add that ending, if I say, hey, negrito, hey, negrita, that's a sweet way, so they love it. They don't, oh, thank you. They say, oh, thank you.
And what about...
They don't get mad about it.
And what would you say to somebody that's white or different complexion?
Oh, it depends how you look.
Like me.
Like, for example, you're blonde, yes? So I will call you, hey, monito. Monito or monita, that means blondish, blonde.
Oh,
yeah?
okay.
So, or if you are very white, very pale, I call you, hey, blanquito. Yeah? Hey, blanquita. Just to make fun of you.
Yeah.
We love to make fun of people. Hey, blanquito, blanquita. And you don't get offended by it. You say, okay, thanks. But you don't get, hey, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. You say that to me again, I just punch you in the mouth. Yeah? Don't. That doesn't exist over
I
there.
would be
And let's say you're fat. Or you're skinny.
I
Same
am
thing.
fat. So I be blanquito gordito.
No, there you go. Okay, so the way to say, I am picking on you, no? I'm picking on, but we're picking in a sweet way. So if I want to say, hey, and I don't, over there they have these nicknames for everything. Like say you are overweight, they call you gordito, and that will be your nickname forever.
Forever.
Until you lose weight.
Yeah.
So they pick on you until you lose weight. So they call you gordito.
Yeah.
And then that's your nickname in high school, college, and all your life.
Forever.
Gordito, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then wherever you are, let's say I meet you at Walmart, and I say, "Hey, Gordito," and he say, "Hey," yeah. That's how it is over there, but no offense. No, it's not offensive.
My nickname's Hoss
Hoss.
because I'm tall, big,
yeah.
and it's always been that way.
But
Everybody calls
and
me-
let's say you are very skinny, and you're skinny all your life. You never grow muscle or never nothing. So they call you flaquito.
Uh-huh.
Flaco means skinny. So they call you, "Hey, flaco,"
Uh-huh.
flaquito, and that will be you. And that's gonna be your
Yeah.
nickname forever. So everybody from high school is gonna call you like that.
Yeah.
So let's say that you walk in high school with another kid who is also overweight, kind of gordito. So they call Gordito 1 and Gordito 2. And that will be the two of us. You are going to
Yeah.
have that nickname till you are in high school or college.
Yeah.
And they will keep you like that. So if they see you in a different way, physical characteristics, they don't call you like that anymore. But
Yeah.
that's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
That don't supposed to be offensive. So my husband, every time he visit Colombia, well, one time he was kind of a little bit overweight. My friends call him Gordito, and my husband got so mad. And I said, no hard feelings. You have to melt in the culture.
Yeah.
You need to now look at them and get a nickname for them,
Uh-huh.
and they will take it. So he started looking for nicknames, and you have to take it.
Yeah.
Because they are waiting for you to get a nickname for them.
Yeah.
But you have to find it in a sweet way, in that way can laugh about it.
Yeah.
And they can laugh about your nickname. Yeah. It was fun. It is funny, but you see it everywhere in Colombia.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
interesting. And interesting for you guys, yes?
Yeah. The of your family growing up, your town and everybody, who would you say that you admire the most and why?
Who I admire the most? Well, I think that I will say my father.
Mm-hmm.
I admire my father the most, and my mother, because my parents, they didn't have the chances that I had. They only finished elementary school, and that was it. They were from a farm, and they grew up in this farm till probably till they were 14, but they had to work for the farm.
What did they farm mostly?
They farm coffee.
Coffee. Okay.
Coffee and plantain.
Mhm.
So my father used to live with his mom and parents, and they had this big farm. But his job was to work for the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandma only sent him till he was to school till middle school. Not even middle school. Only elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So he only had 5 years of school. So he worked in the farm. He helping with coffee, plantain, and what was the other one? Tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Tobacco was a plantation of coffee, tobacco, and plantain.
Uh-huh.
So ended up that my father was tired working for the farm. He was tired working for my grandma, and he never got paid for it. Only the food and the clothes that he needed. Then he ended up leaving the house. He left the farm without telling my grandpas that he was leaving. He just packed and left.
Uh-huh.
And then he ended up going around friends in the city, and he started learning how to do shoes. So he started working for this little factory.
Mm-hmm.
And in that little factory, he learned how to make shoes. And he learned everything about how to make shoes. I mean, he was very smart. And he only went 5 years.
Yeah.
He was only 5 years in school. He learned how to make the shoe, women's shoe and men's shoes. And he learned every single detail. And he ended up saving money. And his idea in his head was that I was going to have my own factory one day. That's my idea. That was his goal. I'm going to have my own factory one day. And that was his goal. And then he got married. And he married my mother, who was also like him. She was also from a farm. And the two of them, they got the same education. And they start building the same idea. We want our own business, our own factory. And they ended up saving money and doing loans Even though they didn't have that huge education. Yes, I'm thinking they never had that education that okay, I'm going to deal with these bills, I'm going to deal with this. Yeah, when you have such a small education, I just don't think about, I mean, how intelligent they were in that time to deal with all this. Well, ended up that they built their own factory, only the two of them. They start from the smallest amount of money. They start with their own little machine. Then they bought the second machine, and they start building their own factory. And then my father had a factory, and he had actually 15 employees. Ended up with having 15 employees, and selling shoes for the different nice stores. He was a designer. He ended up being a designer.
Yeah.
When my father was what my father was doing when he was younger. What he was doing.
Yeah. As a question, what did he do as he was young?
Farm. He was farming coffee, and he ended up being a shoe designer.
Yeah.
He designed the styles, the boots styles, and how he became so famous. The funny thing is that he became famous in the gay ghetto. You know?
The gay ghetto.
The gay
homosexual
ghetto, yes.
Okay.
The gay ghetto. Because the gay ghetto liked my father's styles. And they were the ones who helped my father to grow in the factory. The gay ghetto.
How are gays treated in Colombia?
How they are treated? The same than here, I would say. In that time, I don't know. I really don't. But now it's the same.
They weren't disparaging, looking down on them?
Oh, they do.
Oh, they do in Colombia too?
Yeah, they do in Colombia,
okay.
yeah. They do.
Okay.
But my father's style, the styles start growing up and becoming very famous through them.
Yeah.
And my father will say, well, I have to bring new ideas, because they are my best customers. And that's how I'm going to get money from them. So every time they had a show, oh, Alberto, we need for you to make these boots for us till here. And we want it in purple. We want it in orange color. So can you make them for tomorrow? We need 12 of them, because the 12 of us, we are dancing tomorrow. How much you want? We don't care. Make them. We want them for our show tomorrow. So my father said, well, that's where I'm going to get money from to start my business, making money out of them, and that's my way to go. And that's what he did. He started making and working all night long till he got the order gone. All done. And that's how he started.
Yeah.
And that's how he got his machines, through them. That was funny.
Through the gay ghetto.
To the gay ghetto, yes. And they knew him, and I remember I was little, and I remember this. I was confused. I was 5 or 6, and I was confused in that time, because I see these men wearing dresses and with big wigs, walking in my house and going to the second floor.
Drag queens.
Yeah, drag queens. And my father said, that's the drag queen. And then one time she was bringing this baby, and she was holding the baby, and I was only 6, and I look at the baby and was a toy. And I was telling my father, but that's not a baby, that's a toy. And he said, yeah, don't say anything, just let it pass. So I haven't, because she was was the queen, and she's supposed to carry the baby and supposed to pretend he had a baby, and he was the one who had more money than everybody else. So my father said, don't bother him, don't say anything, this guy said, oh, take care of my baby, Dilia, look at my baby. And I was 5, and I there standing up. I remember 6'5". My father is still telling me the story. You have to stay. You stay there. You stood out of the toy, and you was in your head that was a toy, no a baby.
Yeah.
But I was innocent, yes.
Right.
And I was confused. Is that a boy? Is that a girl? Why he has these strong boys? And he's so big, and those big hands. And I said to my father, that's not a lady. Is that a man, or that's a girl? And my father said, I don't know. You later know, you're going to figure it out. But my father never defined to me what it was.
Yeah.
He didn't want to say it to me.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to put those things in my head.
Yeah.
So he said, just have fun look at the colors he wears. Just
Yeah.
have fun. That's what my father keeps saying to us.
Yeah.
And actually, the factory was built in the second floor of our house. So we live in the first floor, and the second floor of our house was the whole factory. So, but to be able to go to the second floor, they had to pass through the living room, go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they came, 5 or 6 of them, to get measurements for the feet and for the leg, so they had to pass through the living room, and that's how I had the chance to see them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I was not allowed to go upstairs when they were upstairs.
Yeah.
When my father was measuring them, he didn't
Right.
want me to see it.
Yeah.
So, but he was measuring the legs, and I guess probably were hairy legs. I don't know. So, but I think that was hairy legs. So I was thinking that's why now I think about that.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to be there when I was 6.
Yeah.
So, but all that people helped my father to build what he wanted to build.
Right.
And he was smart to go in that way, because he was in the way that where it was money at.
Yeah.
And he started buying the machines and building, and they gave him more support
Mm-hmm.
in the business, in the area. I mean, in the commercial section, in the malls. No, we want styles from Alberto's mark, from his mark. His how I say his brand. His brand.
Yes, his
his
logo.
brand. His logo brand was Alberto. Albert shoes.
Uh-huh.
Actually was in English, yes, because Albert is in English. It was
Yeah.
in English.
Yeah.
It was no Alberto. Alberto what's his name? But his brand was Albert Shoes.
So no education.
No education.
Farmer. Turn into a fashion designer.
Fashion designer,
shoemaker. And successful businessman.
Yes.
I mean, probably a marketing genius too, when you look at it that way.
Yes. And I was thinking, whatever type of shoes I wanted in that time I was a teenager, because we had the factory on the second floor. Whatever type of shoes I wanted, my father made it for us.
Uh-huh.
If I wanted boots all the way up to to my
To your thigh.
to my thigh, my father will measure me and will make it for me.
Yeah.
However high I want it. For Christmas, I want this type of shoes. So I want these sandals for summer. For this coming summer, I want sandals.
Yeah.
So our summer there is in December. So it's the opposite here.
Oh.
The weather is totally opposite. Over there, we don't have the 4 seasons like you guys have here. We only have 2 seasons. We have the rainy season, and we have the hot weather. That's it. So when we are here in snow and ice, over there is summer.
Yeah.
Over there is right now how it's here right now, with rain and hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and when it's the normal weather, it's like a spring here.
Yeah.
So we only have 2 seasons. We don't have snow over there, so I never had the chance to see the snow till I came to the United States. So when I came to the United States, I was only 25 years old, and that was the first time I saw the snow, when I was 25. So for me, it was very excited to see the snow for the first time.
The last question is, if you would finish this sentence, what makes a great person? Or a great person, and then you finish the sentence. Kind of tell us what you think, what defines somebody being a good human being.
Oh my God, that's difficult. Okay, I said it's being yourself. Yes, I think it's being yourself. When you are yourself and you're not fake, you can approach people, and you can have new ideas to come and new ideas to give. Yes, when you are not a fake person, when you are you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, and you said to come, so you're meaning when people, when you're a genuine person and you're not fake, and you accept other people who are genuine and not fake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you are open-minded. Like, for example, you say something to me. Okay, so when you say something to me negative, I will give first an analysis. Why did you say that? Yes? And I don't approach you in a negative way. Okay, you said that to me, now I'm going to punch you. You go like that, yes? You don't. You give a reaction, okay, she said that to me, but why she said that to me? Okay, let me give an analysis. So an analysis like, okay, is she upset for something? Is she in a bad mood today? Okay, what's going on with her? Okay, so that's the way to approach a person, and that's the way you make friends. No give a reaction in a negative way with a negative. You get a negative to negative, yes. So I know negative, maybe positive, but that doesn't work when we talk with a person.
Yeah.
Yes. So be open-minded. So if you are yourself, I mean, it's very difficult, yes, because it depends how you grow up. I mean, that question is difficult to answer.
I think, and I don't know if it's a language or not, but you can tell me if it is, but it sounds like you're saying be good to people. A great person is good and kind to other people.
Yes, be good. Yeah, be nice. Try to be nice. Okay, try your best to be nice.
Yeah.
And try your best to receive the negative things in a nice way, not in a negative way, because sometimes you don't know what is behind. For example, I can give you an example. I am a teacher too, and I can give you an example. Sometimes, okay, I give my students, for example, I give you a bad grade. Yes, you earned that bad grade, not me. You were the one who took the test. But when you come to me and you say to me, okay, I got a bad grade on this. Yes, and you come to me all mad and mean, telling me that. Okay, I give an analysis. Okay, she's upset. She got a bad grade. All right, let's approach her in a positive way. Yep. All right, I can say to her, I can be mean to her and say, you know what? You earned that grade. You didn't study. It's not my fault. It's your own fault. But if I am a good teacher and if I want to approach you in a different way, I would say, okay, let's give an analysis why you get a bad grade. Did you study? She said no. Okay. So how we can fix this? I can let you take it again, and are you going to study? Okay. Okay, let's try it one more time and see you get a better grade. See, I can approach the person in a different way. But if I approach it in a negative way, so everything is going to be a conflict.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I give you a good sample.
Yeah,
there.
I think that did.
Yeah.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that we're finished. Did you state your maiden name?
I don't have a maiden name. Oh, maiden name is Jaimes.
Jaimes?
Jaimes. So my name in Colombia is Dilia Mendoza Jaimes.
Okay.
Dilia Mendoza Jaimes.
And Mendoza, is that a middle name or is that one of your parents' last names?
No, it's my parents' last name.
Okay.
So Mendoza is one last name and Jaimes is my second last name.
Mendoza from your mother?
Mendoza from my father. I'm sorry, Mendoza
Okay.
from my father, Jaimes from my mother.
Okay.
So in Latin America, you carry two last names.
And if you drop one, then you carry your mother's last name? Delia Jaimes?
No.
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 It all goes together. Delia Mendoza
Jaimes.
Okay.
You always carry the two last names.
Okay.
And when you get married, so my name in Colombia is going to be Dilia Mendoza Jaimes de Smith.
Okay.
So I don't leave my two last
So
names.
you don't lose your identity just because you get married in Colombia?
No, you don't.
And here, the women have to lose half of their identity. They have to lose their last name to take on the man's last name.
No, we don't in Colombia.
Yeah, okay.
So I had Dilia Mendoza Jaimes de Smith. If I want to have the Smith, if I get married and I don't want to have it, I don't have to have it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to. So over there we have kind of more freedom on that aspect. I don't know, because the culture is different, I would say.
Well, I think we're done. I thank you very much for coming in today and the interview.
Welcome.
All right, that was it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Listening again for upcoming interviews on Voices of Acceptance with Paul Harbour.